So we've been in the cabin for a little under 2 months now, and we finally got running water. Let me show you some of the stuff we got to make this possible. So we had our well drilled outside close to the house, and inside we have our 55-gallon holding tank, and we hook up our hose to the well, fire it up with the generator, and we fill this up. From there, it goes down our piping, and this is our 12-volt pump. And this is a variable speed pump. It's kind of a cool one. So it can go at low RPMs if you're just using a little bit of water, or it can jump up to high RPMs if you're using a lot of water. And then what you want to do on these is you want to install a on-off switch. Because if you ever have a leak or something in one of your pipes, and this thing is on, it will drain this whole entire tank. So if you're not here, that's not going to be good. So we just shut this off when we're not here. Leave it on for now. So this is a 12-volt pump that's wired straight into our solar batteries. Let me take you under the sink and show you how it's all hooked up over there. So this is the bottom part of our sink. Let me move the water tank out of the way. And let me show you our shower setup and how we use it. So this is our shower. We bring in a big Rubbermaid tub, and we have hot water on demand with this.
That's not the shower tub.
Yeah, we don't shower in this tub. I'm just showing you. Our tub we'll show you a little bit later. So from there, it runs over towards our hot water heater. This is our portable tankless hot water heater. It's a Camplex brand. It's fully adjustable, has a digital screen on it. Runs off propane. Our tank's right under here. So our cold water comes in through this, and as soon as this feels the water pressure going through it, it ignites. It uses 2 D batteries, so it doesn't need to be plugged into the wall or anything. And then we have our hot water line that's going to run back under the sink, and let me show you what happens when we turn hot water on the sink. So I'm going to go to the hot water side on our sink, and I'm going to turn it on, and you'll hear the hot water heater ignite, and it only takes about 4 or 5 seconds to get hot water out of it. So the water's running hot. You can adjust it. I got it so it's manageable. It's not going to burn you or anything. And then when you turn off the hot water heater just completely shuts off. So when you want to use cold water, it doesn't send any of the water through the hot water heater, so it's not going to turn on. So here's just cold water. And it runs cold, and you notice that the hot water heater didn't ignite. So this holding tank, like I said, is 55 gallons, and it's been lasting us about 4 or 5 days. Let me take you outside and I can show you the tub we're using as a shower for now. So this is our tub we've been using. I just had it left outside because, as you can tell, we got some snow, and as soon as you bring this thing inside, it thaws out and gets water everywhere. Anyways, our well, technically it shouldn't freeze, so that's what we're counting on. And I just keep one length of hose that's just long enough to get inside. Every time I'm done using it, I make sure to get all the water out of it. And that's how we're getting the water inside. And if all else fails, I got a small torch to heat the faucet up. So we're hoping we're good this winter.
So we wanted to talk to you guys about water quality today, since we did have the well dug and Eric kind of reviewed how we have our water system working in our cabin. We did get back our results. We went ahead and had a health guard test done at a lab in Wasilla. And so they tested for 3 things that we asked them to test for. One is arsenic, and that's commonly found in well water, and especially in this area, the Matsu Valley. The other is bacteria and nitrate. So the first test we got back from the lab was a bacteria test, and I will go ahead and show you guys the email. It came back negative, thankfully. You don't want bacteria in your water. That is like an instant potability test, so that means that the water is safe to drink as far as the bacteria goes. There's no bacteria living in it or growing in it.
So the bacteria they tested for, which is very typical, is coliform or E. coli.
So we did get the arsenic and the nitrate report back a few days later, and the nitrate came back negative, so there's no presence of that, and the arsenic came back with 3 parts per billion. So the EPA recommends humans don't ingest more than 10 parts per billion. Eric and I have done some research of our own, and generally we don't really want to drink any water with arsenic, so we may add a special filter to our drinking water and for our pets. Right now we're just using it for showering and dishes and things like that, and still bringing in our own drinking water. So with that being said, let's jump on to the next part of the test. We bought this little drinking well or drinking water test from Lowe's, I believe. We've already read the instructions, and we're gonna go over it with you guys. This is our first time doing it too. So this test was, I think, about $10 actually, pretty affordable. It says it tests for 10 things. It really only tests for 8, I believe. So we've got 2 iron tests, 2 copper tests, and 6 other tests. Those 6 tests include testing for chlorine, total hardness, pH, alkalinity, nitrates, and nitrites. So I'm going to start by putting the water in the tube. So we're going to start with our iron test here. I've already read the instructions. That's the little test. And you only dip it in there for 2 seconds. So with this iron test, you want to wait 60 seconds and see what color that changes until. And then it says to discard the strip after 90 seconds. So you want to read the results immediately. So I'm feeling like we fall anywhere between the 0 to the 0.3 for our iron. Pretty low on iron. Okay, so we've got our copper test here. For this one, you want to swirl it 10 times. And it says wait 15 seconds. And you want to discard this one after 30 seconds, so you don't wait very long. So I'm feeling again like we're really close to 0. So we pulled out the test strip that has 6 different tests on it. I think you want to hold it by this pad. And you only dip it for 2 seconds, so not very long. And then you hold it up to your test strip. Oh, sorry guys. I'm just going to lay that on there so we can kind of compare. So on hardiness, it looks like we're probably at 100. Lower on the chlorine, which makes sense. It's 0 because it's not city water. Alkalinity, we're higher up here. I'm going to have to check that one. pH, it looks like also as well, we're a little bit higher. And it looks like we have no nitrate or nitrites at all, which is what our test said as well. So all in all, that was pretty cool. It looks like we just have a little bit of a higher pH and alkalinity. I guess that's pretty much the same thing. And I want to let you guys know there's 2 other tests on here. They're more visual tests. One's for iron bacteria, again, in here. And if you've had well water before, that it's saying to check for anything that settles at the bottom of your glass that you poured. So there's nothing that has settled in this one. So I don't think we have iron in it. If we did, it would be really minimal. And for the sulfide test, that's usually that rotten egg smell, sulfur. So this one smells pretty good. You can check it with hot water as well, and it gives you the instructions. And you actually, I mean, you can drink this water. Eric and I have drank it, and it does taste pretty good. So that is exciting news.